live. There we go. Hi, everyone. We're doing our Open Quail show today. I know a lot of people have been watching and waiting for this one. So super excited for it. Before we get started really quick, I'm going to go through and I'm going to thank all of our sponsors. For those of you that have listened to our other shows, you know that this show would not be possible without our sponsors. So we wouldn't be able to keep it free. We wouldn't be able to pay our judges, pay for the platform and everything. It takes thousands and thousands of dollars for us to run our show. And without the sponsors, we wouldn't be able to do it. So huge thank you to ShowPro Farm Supply. They're sending out a whole bunch of bags of feed to all of the winners. So for our champion and reserve quail today, they'll be getting specifically made show feed for their birds. We've got Stromberg's Chicks and Game Birds. They're a huge game bird supplier and overall poultry supplier, especially in the Midwest. Pips and Chicks, we're hosting it as we have the last couple of years. We just launched a new poultry management platform that I'm super excited for. And so if anyone wants to give that a try, Poultry Pro is the name of it. And we're just starting to get off the ground with that. Thieving Otter Farm, especially for today's show, they're huge in the game bird community with Coturnix quail, the different colors. I believe Rebecca has entered several birds here too. So we're always grateful to have her. Bryant's Roost, another really big name in the quail world, especially down in Tennessee there. And she does a lot of the foam shipping as well. Hideaway Hatchery and Colladoodle-Doo Homestead, as well as Quailified Homestead. The last two there both have quail, and we're very excited to be a part of the show. So those are all of our gold and silver sponsors. We're very, very grateful for them. For our class, we've got also grand sponsors. So we have several people that have sponsored our champion and reserve of show. On top of the feed, they'll also be getting rosettes, ribbons, and I believe a plaque will be going out to each one of them. So we've got Well Quailified Homestead, BZ Quail Farm, and we also have Southern Biophiliac Urban Farm, if you know Leah Kulas at all, down in Florida with the ACBA. And then Green Stinger Beekeeping Services have all sponsored our Champion and Reserve Awards. We have a whole bunch of class sponsors, including Gidroy's Urban Homestead. He sponsored a whole bunch of youth and open classes for quail. And then just looking through the list here, that's another Gidroy's Urban Homestead. And we've got just a handful of other sponsors that have sponsored other classes, including Motley Farms, Silky Blues, Leghorn Lane, Glacier Ridge Farm, Barefoot Boxing Farm, Chicken Feed News, MSB Poultry, Phantom Farm, Pages Prairie, and Hand Carved Takiki. So if you see any of those people online, on Facebook, if you know them in person, send them a message, give them a huge thank you. Again, we would not be able to do the show
Shouldn't probably do anything, should I? Okay. Oh, it doesn't look like I lost it on my end.
You did.
It doesn't look like I lost it on my end.
Well, that other tab will show what you look like live. You're still connected.
The stream launcher one? I mean, StreamYard.
That would be my internet going out. But we're back on. We're on my phone this time. And everything should be good to go. For those of you guys that missed it yesterday, we had power go out for our judge down south, Grace, and while we were judging our youth waterfowl. We're going to keep going on youth waterfowl today at 11:30, and Austin will be helping out with that so we can keep both shows running at once. So today at 11:30 will be youth waterfowl. Otherwise, I think that's all I have for announcements and information. Naomi, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we can get started.
Okay. My name's Naomi Fannin, and I run Kin City Quail Farm. We've been in the business for a little over 10 years, and I'm really excited to be a part of this show, and I'm glad so many people are excited to be a part of it also. So I started when Coturnix weren't as big a deal, so it's exciting to watch the species grow overall all over the world. So
yeah, Naomi's been a huge part of imports in the U.S., building up quail in the United States. So we're super excited to have her here. If you've got any questions as she's judging, as she's going along, go ahead, put them in the comments. I'll make sure to grab them and ask them live so you can get feedback on your birds. And yeah.
Perfect. Sounds
And
good.
that, we'll go ahead and get started. And Naomi, if you want to give just a short little thing on the birds, just what you're looking for and why you're placing them, that would be great.
Okay. Is it placing them? Can you see it popping up on your side? Because it keeps saying error in placing whenever I click on one of them.
I can see what you're placing them. I'll go back in the system and make sure the system is looking at it.
Okay.
And it's getting submitted that way too.
So, well, I was looking too, because I asked you earlier too, because it has, so you have all mutations, all varieties. So the class 1 through 5, I'll be placing the top 5 out of all of those.
You'll be placing the top 5 for each one.
For each
So-
group that I'm looking at. Okay, that's what
Yep.
I thought so, but I wanted to make sure because I'd made a few notes and then I was like, oh shoot, this is actually in the American Pansy, like it's a different group. So I wanted to make sure before I placed them. So right now, I mean, since it is kind of different mutation, I feel like this is almost kind of a opinion because it's what looks good to me in my opinion because they are such a variety of colors. So I really like, and let's go up to the one I did first. So the one I did in first place, I just really like the wingspan isn't the best picture, but I really just like the patterning on it because it is a little bit unique. I know it's not completely clean, but it still is a very appealing bird, I think they did a pretty good job with the pictures, being able to get a good shot of their breast, but then also the side one, I think I can get almost a better vision of what the wings would look like versus the actual wingspan picture, if that makes any sense, because they tuck up really nice underneath it. So to me, that just that one just he looks really handsome. And then with second place, the same thing. I really like his coloring. It'd be nice if there wasn't a little bit of white down here, if he was cleaned up a little bit more, but I really think that he'd probably throw some very similar color birds. And I like he's got a nice beak shape. This one's a little small for first place. His beak, I think that the second place has a better beak, but I just am drawn to the other one a little bit more because of the coloring, I think. And then the silver roux, I was kind of on the fence just because I think it's the same roux in both pictures. It looks like to me, but I can't tell for sure. The silver roux on the right, I think that I would probably do that one third just because of the first picture. I like his attitude with that. They did a good job catching his personality. But you can see their hand in that one and you can see their arm in the other one too. So I'm not sure, how strict you are going to be going forward or how strict you are about not really showing.
Yeah. So their hands for the quail to hold them are okay. The main thing is like we try to keep it. Yeah, like no faces, we didn't want you to be able to tell whose bird it was.
Okay.
We wanted separation between the judges and the exhibitors for this.
That's what I kind of thought too. Like as long as I don't know that it's from, it doesn't say
Yeah.
oh it's from this place, then it didn't matter as much. So but those are my top three boys that I like out of there. I really do like the look of, let me see which one this one is, of Chocolate Chip. I like his look a lot too. I'm just kind of on the fence because he seems a little bit like his beak. I love his beak and his eyes. It looks very almost wild. It has more of a blunt beak, but then when you go down his body, his legs are a little bit thinner. It almost just doesn't quite match, but I know that they're on the young end, so he may grow out to be an even better looking bird. So if I like him, can I put him as a reserve for now and then go back and change that? Okay.
So this will pull, if you want to place the top 5.
Okay.
That is good for these classes, and then it'll pull just the top 2 for your best and your best in reserve of variety.
Okay, so should I do 4 and 5, and those would be the ones that would be more my reserve or variety?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. All right. And then let's see. And I think with Quail 5, if I had a couple more pictures, it may be he may stand a better chance in the show because he does have a pretty good coloring, but it's hard to tell with just that one picture what he really would look like because he looks a little bit raggy just from that one side. And And then both are the Silveroo the same one? Do you know, or can I go ahead and
They should be two different birds.
entries? Okay. Quit. Yeah, I still think I think I like that one better. They're pretty close. They could almost be related if they're. I'm very partial to the silver birds anyways. I kind of like those colors a lot. Let's see. We'll do her or this one as the reserve for now. All right. Look all good on your end for the young males on that variety.
Do you have 2 third places?
Let me go look. For a second. No.
Okay.
I have first, second, third, fourth, fifth.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Do you want me?
Nope, you're good. As
Okay.
long as it wasn't. I was just seeing if it wasn't going through on your end. I'm following along and just clicking the placings on my side.
Okay,
so
perfect.
It'll update either way.
Okay, cool. Because it did say error again on there, but then it acts like when I go back and see it, it acts like it has registered it. So, so I looked through some of these before, and I love Miss Coco. She is just a beautiful coloring. Her face is a little bit small compared to the rest of. It kind of looks a little bit smaller from the when you face on. It looks like it almost kind of blends in, but I think that side shot helps. I think her coloring is just beautiful. Again, that's just kind of a preference, I think. I think the patterning is really good on her too. She just looks like a pretty chill bird overall. I like that color. Let's see, and then let's see, I like her a lot. All right. And I like this one a lot too. Let's see what her name is. Quail 004. For being a younger quail, I think she's got a good definition all over. Her color is pretty clean too. There is it looks like a couple of little maybe specks of white, but it's really not too bad. I think her size looks really good overall too. To me, a lot of times I look for, I don't know, it's very visually appealing to when you look at the birds for me. So when I look at her beak looks very good in uniform. It's not too blunt, not too sharp, not too thin. She's within her coloring makes her eyes just pop out really well. Whoever did the pictures on these did a really good job of getting her good characteristics. I kind of like the little white tufts around her beak. I know it makes it not a completely clean looking bird, but I think that gives her a little bit of character. Let's see. And then I really like that Calico Fee. She's pretty, but it kind of is a little bit of a mess too. It's kind of hard sometimes to judge the younger birds too, because you give them a couple more weeks and they just fill out and look like such different birds, or not different, but their best potential. So I think kind of intrigued by this one over here too. .007, she's really good colors also, but this picture up here, it almost would look like a different bird just because of how different the coloring looks, which is kind of intriguing to me.
You can click on any of the pictures and they'll expand. And there's also a little slider on the top that you can choose the image size when you're looking at the grid of all of them.
All right, perfect.
If either one of those helps.
Yeah. like him. Okay. I think somebody snuck this little bitty baby on here. Make you want to vote for her just because she's so little. All right, let's see. I think, crap, I'm sorry. I think I did one first and second. Yeah. I think I am going to go ahead and give this one. I'm going to put this one on fourth right now and think about it because I still like that one a lot. And I'm kind of torn between the calico fee and the silver. I think I'm going to give the silver third, just because they did do a really good job of displaying all of her attributes, so you can really get to see all of the color splashes throughout there. And then I will put the calico fee as a reserve right now. I really love her coloring. It's just a little choppy right now. So as far as maybe her presentation, maybe that's the only reason really that I'm kind of doing her as reserve, but I'll think about her. All right. Oopsie. All right. And I think there's just a couple in this one. Yep. Okay. So I think I'm going to give, I really like the speckled progressive pie. They both kind of look, I mean, like they're supposed to be messy. That's kind of what the pie is. I really just like this because this does have kind of some, this looks all the same here, and then it splotches out on either side. This one just looks a little bit more messier for my taste, but I think both of them are really cool looking birds. I'd be curious to see what their offspring would bring to see if they would produce. I feel like this one would produce closer than this one, but I might be wrong. Genetics isn't necessarily my strongest attribute. All right.
So then just to confirm on the last one, pie was second and speckle was first?
Yep.
Perfect.
Sorry.
Nope, you are all good.
All right. And then I think the next group just has a couple also. Maybe not. Maybe there's more girls. Nope, there's only two. So chicory I'm giving first. I like just because of her patterning. They didn't do as good a job spreading her wings out, but I can see that her wingspan, it looks still pretty healthy and oh my gosh, I lost the word. Even. It still looks pretty even because I think these are a little bit older. Let me make sure. Yeah, these are older females. And so as far as being a little bit older female, she just really looks, I don't know, almost in her prime. I like her a lot. And then the other one I'm going to give second to. I think that if whoever's working with this bird, if they continue to work with this line, they could get some really unique looking birds out of them. But again, it's just, I don't know. To me, it's just kind of a little messy for my own personal opinion. I don't know. And unfortunately, I think that one's just probably a preference because I think some people will absolutely love Hilda, and then some people will think that Chicory, doesn't even stand up to her. But I don't know. She's got a nice wingspan here too for being an older hen. Well, shoot. Let me double. Is this still all mutations right now? I think so. Yeah. I'm gonna stick with those.
It should be a best of variety, I believe. All of mutations.
Okay. This says
Go ahead.
All mutations, Coturnix, all varieties, old females, and then it's
Right.
just these two.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Perfect. There's Tabby again.
And this one is best of variety. So it pulled your best 2 from each one, your best 2 young male, your best 2 young female, your best 2 old
Perfect.
male, and your best 2 old female. And you'll just need to pick a best and reserve here.
Okay. And it doesn't need to be female or male, right? It can just be best and reserve.
Yep, it doesn't matter which, although the only thing I would say is you can't, like if you placed it second, you can't place it first here. Like,
Okay, got you.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I just love Miss Coco here. She is just a beautiful bird. And then I need one for reserve, correct?
Yep.
Well, we're gonna go with these two are my favorite of these color mutations, I think. So I don't know.
Sounds good.
All right.
So for anyone just jumping in now, that was we started with all other mutations, all other. So the ones that really didn't fit in any category got put there. Now we're on all other mutations, American pansy, I believe.
Yep.
Yep.
Perfect. All right. And I looked through these a little bit. Let me make sure if these are males. Yeah, these are males. Okay, that's what I thought. So when I look through,
someone asked, we would love to hear what the color mutations are. So these are all American pansy. The ones previous, some of them had the titles on them and you can see them. I'll put the link in the comments too. So you guys can see all of these entries and their placings, and you can see what they're listed as. And the one, like everything going forward should be in the category. So these are all American pansy. What else do we have in this one? We'll have English whites, which are dotted white. I think most of them are going to be dotted white. We'll have black Coturnix, and then we'll go into wild type, and you'll be able to see what their mutations are. So.
okay. So I'm going to give the first place to the American pansy top right. It looks like pretty good uniform coloring. His wingspan looks, and it is harder for me when they're a little bit younger, just because they do change. They do change quite a bit. And I'm giving second place to Fee just because it is definitely a unique coloring. Oh, sorry, it's the top left Fee.
Yep.
The bottom right one. I don't. Do you see Fee in the bottom right one?
I don't.
Okay.
Unless it's
Kind of hidden a little bit.
Maybe,
okay.
But
because it's a good looking Fee bird, but I mean a good looking pansy, but I just wasn't seeing the Fee, so I thought maybe I was missing it. So I'm gonna go ahead and give bottom left. We're gonna give third to, and we're gonna give fourth to the bottom right, and mostly just because they labeled it with Fee. Or can I still judge it as a pansy even if it's mislabeled? Because it's still a pansy.
You can. I'm gonna leave it to judge's discretion. Yes. You can leave
I'm gonna leave
it
in reserve. Yeah. Yep. Go with my gut. Go with my gut. Especially because you have such a nice example or a decent example of a pansy Fee or American pansy Fee up here, and then when you see that one, it can be very confusing if somebody were looking at it because they are two totally different looking birds. All right, so I'm at the young females now. This is by far one of my favorite colors in the top left. We actually started with this one, and it was just a chocolate Manchurian project. We didn't even know what we had, so it's really cool to see it actually get names instead of just projects. Let's see. I think we're gonna do I'm gonna do first place on the top left. Second for the roux. It looks like the pattern is pretty good for pansy, but it's kind of hard to tell, and I can't tell for sure if it goes all the way out in the wings or not. It still is a really good looking bird, and I like the coloring of it. The patterning just kind of is a little bit harder to see. Good looking bird. All these are really good looking birds. And then I hate to do it again, but I'm going to give third to the bottom left, and I'm going to put this fourth one in reserve again because they did it as a fee again, and I'm just not seeing the fee pull through as much. Maybe a little bit in the wings here, maybe, but it still looks more pansy to me. I don't know. That one's kind of tricky. Okay. You got those 4 on your side?
Yes, ma'am, I do. And we should be all set for best of variety.
Perfect.
So this will be your best and reserve American pansy.
I think I really like, let's see. I like this one a lot for first. And I think I'm going to give the Pansy Roux the reserve.
Sounds good.
All right.
And again, as we go along, if you've got any questions, go ahead, put them in the comments. If you want clarification, more feedback, go ahead and just let us know.
All right, so we're at English white males. I think we only have got a few of those too. Oh, there's just 2. So Solid on Roux is going to get first. Am I missing something over here with the other one as an English white?
That looks like an Andalusian.
Okay.
So maybe they saw the white in the wingtips and thought,
maybe.
well, yeah.
Okay. Maybe it carried a little bit of the English white. Okay. Well, do I have to do anything with that one? Since there's just 2 in this category?
Nope, you can place it, you can disqualify it, you can leave it without any placing, up to you.
Well, I'm going to disqualify this one just because then if they do ask, then, I mean, to me, it's just unfortunately got put in the wrong category. All right, so we just have 1 white Celadon Roux in that group. And then the females. Got a nice looking Celadon hen. She looks pretty good. Her nice in uniform. I bet she's going to be a big girl too. She's got a nice size. So I'm going to do first. And then this looks like a fee to me.
Does look like a pearl fee.
Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing and just sorry to disqualify, but then if they ask, then hopefully if you don't know, then it'll help people learn more.
Yeah. And for like next year, if anyone's watching and is worried about them being disqualified or in future years, you can always reach out to myself. We've got several other breeders out there, like Rebecca, Jen Jordan. There's a couple other breeders out there that you can reach out to for help getting your entry. So if you don't know, you always can reach out to one of us and we'll help make sure it's in the proper place.
Well, and also, like, just because you're disqualified doesn't mean we don't like your bird. You're not doing a good job with your birds.
Exactly.
You just got stuck somewhere by accident. Excuse me. So I am on English white, old males here, and I just got 2. Is Skip showing up on your side?
My internet is being
wanky.
in
Yes.
out.
Okay.
So I can it show like the name is there, but whether or not it's gonna show up is gonna be
Okay. Because it's not showing up at all on my side either.
Okay.
So,
And I know there was a time period if people entered after entries were closed,
okay.
or there was one day in there where they tried to enter and it wouldn't go through, it would show up as just like a file name. And what we said for that is if they email me a picture, I'll forward it to you to get feedback later on. But for
Perfect.
now, just kind of judge what you've got there.
Okay, perfect. I kind of assumed that, but I want to make sure it wasn't just on my side.
Yeah.
I think I like the one on the right. I'm going to give first place to. His size looks just maybe a little bit more proportioned to me, but it also may just be how the one on the left is kind of sitting. All of his proportions just look better to me overall. This one looks a little bit on the smaller side, not anything bad at all. It's still a good looking bird. But I just like the one on the right a little bit better for definition and color. He does have that dot. Oops. I don't know what I just did. Sorry, hold on.
Nope, you're all good.
There we go. So he does have a little bit of a dot, which I'd almost mark him down for just because English white, you try to just be in my mind, you want to try and be as clean as you can. But, well, shoot. I lied. I'm going to swap them. I'm going to give first page. Skip did it twice. So Skip is going to get first, and we're going to go ahead and do second for the other one. And really the only main reason is because with that English white, I just would prefer to see all white. This is the kind of birds I have, which is our, the jumbo white line we carry, and they do have that spotted. So to me, it just kind of looks like a different bird. So first for Skip and second for the English white one.
Maya asked if this will be uploaded later. Yes. So after the live stream, you'll be able to watch it on YouTube, and I think you can rewatch Facebook live streams. For sure on YouTube. You can go back and see it at any time.
Perfect. Okay, so the older females, I see Sweetie. She's the English white. If it's something I don't really understand, then I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but the other two look like tuxedos to me.
Tuxedos are English white, but with just one copy of it. So they're not in the wrong category. They're just
not as typical or as clean. It's not as clean a line.
Yeah, you would have like one copy of English white. It's English white crossed with something else, whatever.
Which could be, yeah, I know what you mean. Okay. Whatever you want to cross it with English white. So I can still place them with. Let's see. Then I'll go ahead and place bottom left one. We'll give him second. And then we'll give the other one third. But that's good to know for everybody that's listening too, because then if you want to do the English white category, then it isn't just going to be strictly whites. You can do, as long as it has one copy of a white in it, then it can be considered in this category, right?
Yep.
Perfect. All right, you got them on your side?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. All right. So just because I gave that whole spiel about it, then we're going to give, I really like the Celadon. Like the hen. I think she's probably the best English white one I've seen on here. Nice and clean. And then we're going to give Skip second. Well, I know I said I didn't like the dot as much, but since we're doing a little bit of them, it doesn't matter as much about color. We're going to go ahead and give that one second, because that is a good looking bird too. Sweetie, she's a nice looking bird too. It looks like a nice size. All right.
So Sweetie second, or was English white second?
Sorry. White Celadon hen is going to be first, and
Yep.
then Sweetie's going to be second.
Sounds good.
So the only one that popped up was Robert, and I don't have a picture. Let's see if it pops up. There he is in the next one. So we got old male, and I just have one. So here you can get first, buddy. Good job with the background too. Some of these colors are hard to tell. All right. And then it looks like we just got one black hen right now too. I think it's a hen. Let me see. Yep. I mean, and she looks pretty good. Looks like she might have a little bit of white seeping through, but overall, she's looks pretty good to me. All right. Looks like we need more blackbirds out there, guys.
I know last year this was a big category, so just changes.
You never know, yeah. I thought for me, I'd probably do a whole bunch of the different mutations and do overall, just because that seems like you can share all kinds of cool birds. But I know a lot of people are going first, like they want the perfect black or they want the perfect pied. So it's nice so many people are doing projects. So I'm going to give Robert first for that one, and I'm going to give Peep second on that one. Or I mean, reserve. You know what I meant.
So now this will be best in class.
Okay.
And I'll have you, after this, I'll have you refresh the page, like sign out and sign back in, and we'll see if it lets you like save.
Okay.
If that error goes away. So
well, I like a lot of these birds. I'm so drawn to Miss Coco over there. All right. So I'm aiming her first. Best in show. I just think she's just a quite unique, beautiful looking bird. Do I
this will
do?
be
And I
best
just
in class. So we'll need
best in class.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Best and reserve.
Well, I think I like her still the best. Best in class over just the ones that I just did, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And this is the all other mutations. So these are ones that really didn't fit in the other categories.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes more sense too. Some of these are really good looking birds. Okay. First, let's give this. I like this pansy a lot. like that dark coloring. And then I'm going to go ahead and give the white Celadon third in class, because I think it's just a good looking bird all over. And then the fact that it is also Celadon carrier just adds on to it. So top 3 for this one, or do I do?
Just the top 2 is needed.
Oh,
so.
sorry, my bad.
Nope, you're all good. So then I'll go ahead and take this. I'll have you sign out and then sign back in, and we'll see if that fixes
The little blend.
the error that keeps coming up. It's whoa. It looks like she signed off on the StreamYard too, which is not the end of the world. Hopefully we'll get her back here in a second. For everyone waiting, I'm running this on my phone. Let's get this the right side. So hopefully we can get things up and going. I've got internet back, it's just being slow. So hopefully we'll still be able to stream, and I'll have Austin on for the youth waterfowl too. So we'll be able to do both of them at once. I'm gonna send her a message quick. So I'll just give some background music and we'll be back on in a second. There we go. You're still muted on. There we go.
Yep. Okay. Let me go back and see if it changes.
And if you want to go ahead and click present again.
Oh, back on the studio. Sorry.
Yep. Oh, you are
There.
all good.
There you go. Share screen. All good?
And we are good.
All right, perfect. Okay, so I am down.
Should be hopefully like 19? No, 20.
Okay. There we go. 20.
Ooh, maybe not.
Perfect. Yep.
Just-
Yeah,
Okay.
because I think we just did best in class, right?
Yep.
All mutations. Yep. So we're at the Pharaoh young males.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Let's see if I did something. Top left one is a really good representation overall. Might be a matter of preference, but I don't really like this white on the wild type. Well, so are fees considered wild type since they have one copy of? They can have one copy of wild type.
There is so they are still wild type, but there is a separate category for fees.
Okay, because like
There's
this
foul
one.
fees.
Okay, because to me this one looks like a foul fee over here.
I agree. They will foul fee or maybe some calico in there.
Yeah, but not I don't know,
Yeah.
not red enough chest to be a pharaoh or a wild type. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do the top left. I'm gonna give them first. They did a really good job taking pictures. And the wings look pretty stinking good on them too. I don't necessarily display my wings that way, but I think they did a really good job just showing off the whole bird. Oh crap, Yola.
Oop.
I just went all kind of crazy. Okay, there we go.
What's it saying?
It says no entries to judge.
Oh, go ahead and go make sure that we're on wild type, and it would be go up. Yep, there we go. Start at that one and see what that does.
Oh, okay, because I'm in the class. I got you. Okay.
There we go.
Perfect. Think these ones are a little trickier for me. Since these guys are younger, I think I'm gonna give second place. I'm gonna do second place for top left. I think he's gonna grow out a little bit better. I would have given it to, yeah, it did successful placing that time. Cool.
Wonderful. There we go.
And then I'm gonna give number third place to, let me see whose name that is. To number 18. The only reason I really do like 13. It's a decent looking bird, but for my particular taste, I don't love the white underneath his chin. It's just not as clean as the other 3. And that, again, that may just be my matter of opinion, but from years of doing it, you get that little bit of white in it, and then it'll just carry on through the genes. And so I like to be just a little bit more clean. So this one over here, would you consider it a wild type since it is a tuxedo, or would this need to go in a different category, you think?
It could have gone in English white, I think, as a tuxedo.
Okay. Yep, that would have been okay.
Or yeah, like white. Maybe it's a white wing.
And then over here, it almost looks like he's got some red or roux. So
yeah, coming to the face, something there.
Yeah. So would this one be considered a pharaoh category 1, or would it be better to be in a, like, would it be disqualified, or would this still be considered an okay pharaoh example, do you think?
Let me look, because do we have a tuxedo? We did not have a tuxedo.
Okay, so then people kind of just stuck them where they needed to put them this time?
Yeah.
Okay. And I just wasn't sure if that was kind of a matter of opinion, because I mean, I think it's a cool looking bird, but as far as when I'm looking for a pharaoh, I wouldn't consider that a wild type or a pharaoh.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit more muddled. Oh yeah,
I do think we had an all other pharaoh that it could have gone in versus just like a plain pharaoh, or all other wild type it could have gone in.
I am going to go ahead. We are going to go ahead and give him number 13. I'm going to go ahead and give them 4th for now, because it is still a really good looking bird. Some of it, like I said, may just be preference of what I look for. And then, well, do I have to pick 5 in this one?
Should be top 5. Yes, top 5.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, shoot. Okay. I think I got all 5 of those ones.
Sounds good.
Here's my young hens. A9 she looks really good, especially for being a young hen. I like the way that they've fanned out their feathers on this one really well. She's a beautiful looking bird. A little bright. One over here on the left. I can't tell. She may be a really good looking bird too. She just still looks a little bit on the younger side. So this one's a little hard to tell. I would guess she's quite a bit younger than this one, just looking by size. Pictures go a long way too. Let's see. Okay. do like quite a bit of the look of moose over here on the front and then her side profile, but her wings throw me off a little bit. I don't know whether if it's just the way the picture's taken or not. Looks like she may have something else maybe mixed in there, or maybe not. It may just be the lighting. So this one's a trickier one. Okay, I think I'm going to do first for this one. I just like her overall look. Seems like she's well proportioned. Wings look really good and she just looks healthy. And then we got 2nd to this one. These two look pretty similar. This one's just you can tell how much cleaner everything looks, where this one's just a little bit more roughly, which again is just probably preference. But I like this side picture better than this one. Just the color patterns and coloring. The ones towards the bottom, I think 8, 9, and 10, they all look a little bit on the younger side to me than some of the ones up top. But I think I really like the way, let's see what number this one is. I think number 12. Looks pretty good. Yeah, I think I'm going to do 12 for 3rd place. I mean, these ones they look a lot alike, but to me, her face looks a little bit more proportioned with her eyes and her beak, whereas this one looks a little bit on the smaller side, maybe just angle. It's hard when they look so much alike. Okay, so those for 2nd, 3rd. We'll do and it just kind of goes to show though why you guys do make sure that you want to have 4 pictures, or I mean 3 or 4 pictures, or at least 2, because I can this one here that's just a single picture. This may be a phenomenal bird and a great representation, but if this is all that we're seeing, then it's hard for us to be able to kind of judge off of that. Now I'm going to give 5th to this girl over here because I have high hopes, and she's looking like she could grow into a really good size bird too. So that should be 5. Let's see. 3rd, 1st. Okay, cool. All right. These are older boys. This looks more like a better representation to me. This one I'm a little iffy on. Give this one second for now. I'm afraid because of the lighting, it does look more like it's a lighter red color than a little bit darker on the regular colored or normal colored. I'm sorry, more normal feather color on the Pharaoh is much darker. You can see it here. Here it's a little harder to tell. So I'm going to go ahead and still give them second because I have a feeling it's just the background that made it throw off. Here's our old ladies. She's going to get first just because of the side shot. Her body just looks more fuller, more filled out here. Her proportion size just looks a little bit better. Just a little bit, though. I'm going to give this one first and this one second for now. This one still looks a little bit, it's hard to tell sometimes. Looks a little bit on the, I like the patterning is a little bit, follows all the way through. Here it seems a little bit splotchier, just in my opinion. And this is going to be best variety of the Pharaohs. This is for this one, it's first, second, third, right? Well, I think it's first and second. First
and second.
Okay.
This is the overall Pharaoh, right?
Yep.
Okay.
As soon as I said it, I was like, nope, it's first and second. Okay, got those ones done. Oh, actually, I lied. I'm going to change. I'm just going to keep it as it is. I don't want to change it. Go with my gut. So I do like this one a lot too. He's a good looking bird. All right, next group. Egyptian. Looks like I just got one young boy in there. He looks okay to me. A little bit small. Patterning's not too bad. It's a little hard to see on him though. All right, the hens. Dude, that's crazy. First. Am I missing something over here? Or should have this gone into a different category? Or is it?
That should be in, I believe, EB.
Okay. Well, then I got, I'm going to go ahead and disqualify that one. Sorry. But if anybody's looking, you can definitely tell the total difference. I just wasn't sure if maybe all kinds of people are doing all kinds of different mutations. So I thought maybe there might be somebody doing a black Egyptian. So if it's not being done, somebody out there should be doing that, I think. You get some pretty cool patterning. I guess it wouldn't be a black Egyptian, but all right. Egyptian males. So on the right side, is that a lighter Egyptian?
Maybe an Egyptian with fee?
Fee.
I'm not sure.
That's what
It's
it looks
definitely
like to
got
me.
something else going on in there.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
would
cool
say maybe Egyptian rooster with fee. Something.
Because it does look Egyptian, but the
Yes,
chest
the
definitely gives
exhibitor
it away.
commented and said it has one copy of fee.
Perfect. All right. Well, then we're going to do first for this one, and we'll give the fee second. That's a cool looking bird. All right. Older females. Looks like the same to me. Like this might have a copy of fee in it too. I kind of like it, but this is more, I don't know. Both pretty good looking birds. I think I'm going to give first to this one and second to this one, though. This patterning looks a little bit better, I think. Just a little bit. I think their wings maybe a smidge better looking. And this still looks like it has a little bit of fee in it, but I think it still would be some pretty cool color birds. But I'm going to just stick with the closer to original Egyptian look for first. Best variety for Egyptian. So let's I'm going to give this fee first for best variety because I really like that one for Egyptian, just for a little bit of a change. And then we're going to give, I like this. I like this boy. A little on the smaller side. This one looks a lot like the one that I just did with the pharaohs. Except her pattern. Okay. All right, I redid it. Did it show up first and second?
Let me go ahead and look.
Okay, there we go. It went on my side.
Yeah, okay.
Cool. All right. Wild type, young male. Is that correct? Where I should be at? No.
Wild type all other. Otherwise, did you go through foul fees yet? I think there's a few more before that.
Nope, I haven't gone through Falfies yet. So wild type Coturnix Pharaoh, and then the next one should be all other wild type young male, right?
We can go through that, and then I will double check and make sure that we're not missing anything in the
middle.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I've got on this page, I've got one Falfie, and it looks like a silver and so wild type all
The
other.
one may be calico. Calico B?
Oh, yeah, this one over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look more calico on the back for sure. I'm not sure about. So wild type would mean what?
It doesn't have EB or fawn.
Okay. So pretty much, okay. That helps. Sorry, for me, when it was said wild type, that would be like a jumbo brown bird. So
Yep.
little
And we
bit.
use those at Pharaoh, so all of the Pharaohs should have been like the jumbo wilds.
Yeah.
And then obviously like an Egyptian is just slightly different color but same pattern.
Yeah.
So this should really be pretty much the same pattern, slightly different colors on it, is the idea.
So that pansy looks probably the best out of these boys, I think. Yeah. I like the pansy just because of his coloring. A little bit on the small side at least he looks a little on the small side. I do like. I'm going to give this one.
Do you mean the calico? I'm not sure if that one was a pansy or maybe it says it's a pansy, but I think pansy or
No, did I say pansy? I'm so sorry. No,
okay.
I meant the calico. I literally marked the calico and said pansy. Good God. Okay, there's not even a pansy to be had on this page. Jeez Louise.
I was like, I think pansy is an E. I'm like, I'm pretty sure
You're
I
on
put
the
it
right
there.
page. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Then I'm gonna give this one second down here because his color looks pretty uniform throughout. Got a couple little white on him, but not too bad. This one's pretty good, but it's got some rogue like black spots here. I'm afraid that would seep through to the other lines. This one almost looks the same. Let's see. This is a cool looking bird. I just don't know if it's uniform enough. So we're going to go with the third here. And, oh, there's only 5. That's a pretty bird. All right. All right. I like cinnamon a lot. I think we're going to do first for that one. That one looks pretty good. But I really like Cinnamon's coloring. Still in wild type, right? Yeah. So then we'll do second, third. at this red one. It looks pretty good throughout. Not enough pictures to really tell on the top right one too much. I'd lean towards that. So is this one not EB?
Yes,
Breed.
that one looks like it would be maybe a Grouchy.
Okay. I'll shoot. Guess we're gonna do fist for this one. It's cool to see all these different birds. All right. I think I'm at best in show. Yep, best variety for these ones. Let's see. Really like this one. And all right, all good on this one.
Yes, we should be good.
All right, perfect. Does it look okay on your end?
Yeah, everything is coming through like it should.
Perfect.
Someone said just now making it. What'd you miss? We got through all other mutations, and we're in Pharaoh now. That's what I got.
Perfect. We should be at foul fee now too. We just moved into foul fee category.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you all caught up? Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
All right.
All
Well, these two young boys. It's actually a little bit tighter on this one over here. I feel like he's a little nice and white here, but the feathers come in a little farther than I like. This one's a little bit grayer, but they're pretty close. I like the size of the one on the left a little bit better. Alfie hen. So the falfie in the bottom right corner here, does that look like it may have like a little pansy or calico also in it, or is that just a really strong falfie gene, you think?
It doesn't look like it. It looks like it might just be like a different lighting from what I can see.
Okay.
Yeah. Or the one on the left may have like merle or something in it to make it look darker.
A little darker.
Yeah. Or a combination of both different lighting and
yeah, that's true. Okay. And falfie should just be like these ones, a straight falfie, or can it have one copy of it? Or is that my discretion?
It can have one copy of it. That is okay.
Okay, so like this, the one on the right here, it might have one copy of it in there. That's why
Correct. It may also have Egyptian or ginger on it to make it so reddish.
it has that reddish pop.
Sorry, I'm trying to jump back between and get the waterfowl set
Oh, I
up.
forgot you're doing the waterfowl.
yeah.
Okay, I'll try
Nope,
not to
you're
ask
good.
you
Keep
right
going.
now. I'm sorry.
No, you are all good.
All
Rather
right.
help clarify and be there, and we can make it work. So
Instead of go backwards. Okay. So this one's a pearl fee, but it has one copy, and he's the only fowl fee old male that we have. So he's the winner. Older females. Pearl fee, fowl fee. Can't really have one without the other. Best variety. I just love cinnamon, so she's going to get second. Beautiful color. All right. Best of class. Fawn base, young boys.
Naomi, did we do best overall Pharaoh? Should be a best in class. It probably would have been like the last one.
I just did wild type class.
Awesome.
Best
And
of.
those had a, yeah. Did that one have a best in reserve?
It had it only had, so on the, it's 20 class wild type, and it had, oh crap, sorry, hold on. It only gave me 2 choices.
Oh, okay. So let me look through. It should.
Because before that though, it gave me like, I think my
It may
top
have
5
put like a
from
best.
each
Yeah.
group. Yep, and then I had to pick the 2 from there, and then it came to just 2.
Okay.
Do I need to go back a step?
Nope, that is all good. So it basically said best of breed, because in the chicken world, you know, you would have like a breed before your class.
Yeah,
And then, yeah. And
Okay,
then because there's only one breed, it was just that one. So we should be good. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything in there.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to talk quietly in the background too, so you kind of know where.
Oh, you are good to keep talking.
All right. So I'm on to the fawn-based young males right now.
Okay, sounds good.
You can feed hay. You can feed birds today. Oops. Young hen. Let's see. Oh, I like that hen. She's pretty.
All right, I am back on. We have got our open waterfowl going, so good to help here. To me, she is a little bit. Just want to say, Naomi, we've got a couple comments saying you're doing a great job. They very much appreciate all of your reasonings, and they're really enjoying the show. So.
Oh, good. Any way I can help. So I'm just not super good at technology, so I usually shy away from it.
Yeah. And we do have one person asking if you can give more of your reasonings, if you're willing to talk a little bit more about why you're choosing the birds you are.
Sure. I talked quite a bit about some of the other ones. I don't know as much about fawn genetics. So for me, in general, I just look for overall, you want to look for the similar patterning so they don't look so messy, good body size. You want everything to be in good proportion. That's kind of what I look for overall. And then since we're doing specific colors, then I'm just trying to look for, like over here, she's got everything is nice and clean. You don't have any like messy extra feathers, like a black feather here that's going to mess up her whole pattern. I can see a little bit of white here, but when she unfolds the arms, then the wings, then you see that it actually is just part of her patterning. It's not like a big white swatch underneath it, which may mess up the whole genetic line. So with fawn based, it just means that it doesn't have okay. So I was actually going to ask you, so fawn based, I thought that they tended to be more on the lighter spectrum, or they're going to not have. So this one, to me, I wouldn't necessarily think of it as fawn whenever I think of fawn, but it is correct, right, Bree?
Yes, it is. That's a fawn sparkly. And what sparkly does is it makes the black in the pattern come out a lot more.
Okay. Because it's a gorgeous looking bird, but to me it's hard because it kind of looks almost pansy, or it kind of, not pansy. It kind of looks falfy, or it kind of looks, but I don't know much about sparkly at all either. So
yeah, that one's sparkly. The one on the left, what class are you in?
I'm in fawn.
Which one?
I'm looking. I think it's just fawn base. So it's kind of a broad, all other fawn based.
Okay.
So basically what I'm looking for now is I don't want to have like a jumbo brown bird in here, because that wouldn't be fawn based. Or I don't want to have a black in here, because that wouldn't be fawn based.
Correct. And then there's like one of them is calico. It looks like, let me see. Looks like there was a few calico. Some of them look like they may be het calico, or they may be Manchurian fee. So this one's kind of the catch all for fawn.
Okay. Well, that's what I was kind of wondering too, just because it is also like over here, I really like this Calico Fee
Yep,
Roo.
there we go. That's the Calico Fee.
Yeah, I really like her coloring. What's hard for me to tell though, because I don't know as much about fawn base, is how to tell sexes, because for me this looks more like a pearl fee, but it's kind of hard to tell if it's a female or a male just from my eye here.
Yeah, both of those look like females.
Because the male would have a broader crown, correct? Just like
Yeah, and be a little bit more of a reddish look usually.
okay.
Fawn is the one that I do a lot of breeding with fawn. I keep a lot of Italians, and then I've got a couple color things going on.
So if this was a boy, it would be a little more red tint to it.
It would probably have a little bit more red if it was one copy fee, and then they have a little bit different face. Like it just kind of
Okay, you can just tell.
pick it up. Yeah. The more you work with it, the more you can tell.
Because I knew like with the Italians, like and the Golden Manchurians, when I had those, you definitely could tell because they would get the crown or whatever. And so I assumed these were all females, but that was the only thing I wasn't quite sure about.
Yeah, they look like all females from there.
So since a lot of these are similar to, it's just kind of, I mean, these two look very, very much alike. So for me, it would be more preference. I prefer this one just because she has a little bit more patterning. So it adds a little pop of color. I like that better. And on this one, it looks like she's got a little bit more darkness on the back of her head, whereas this one seems lighter. That's just, I think, maybe my preference. I don't know whether there's a rule for that.
There's no standard. Typically, if they've got a lot of patterning on the back, it'll be Italian, so it won't breed true. And if there's very little patterning, it's Manchurian based, which will be breed true.
Okay.
But a lot of people no Italian is going to breed true, but a lot of people like that Italian look.
I got you. So it actually is better with these fawns. It's better to have a little less patterning.
It depends on what
for those ones. Yeah, for those ones I was looking at. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
As soon as I said it, then I came down here. I'm like, well, never mind. There's a sparkly. So this one down here, would he just be a roux? I mean,
let me get.
I'm sorry. French fry.
You're good. We're getting there. So now I've got ducks in with the judging, so I don't have the same. I've got the same slides in a way different order. So I gotta find them.
Well, I don't know. I just didn't know whether I think it might be fawn based, but I just don't know. And they only did one picture, and then there's a whole bunch of other stuff. So I think it'd probably be qualified.
That one looks like a blue or silver or roux. It's like Schofield Silver Collection type on EV is what I would say.
Okay. Well, that's what I was leaning more towards. It should have been in a different category than this one.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't know as much about fawns. So I was like, well, maybe I just don't know that one. Okay. I understand. Let's see. I think I only did first so far. I really like that one though. So, oh nope, I did do more. Let's see. Since I understand a little bit more, I do still like the calico fur first. I think I'm going to make this one over here, the 98. We're going to give her second though, because she's pretty. I lean towards all the pretty colors. And she may not breed as true, but I still like her better. Second, third, I still want to do her. And then out of the white ones, I have to move her. Let's see. Move her to the fourth, I think. All right. Well, and the one I gave second to, if I wouldn't have asked more, I probably wouldn't even place that one in the fawn because her colors are so dark. I would have leaned more towards it being like a Falfy or a EB, or just because of how much patterning it has. But I really like it. So we're going to leave her there. And I think I just have to place one more. All right. All right, I'm done with those ones. Oh, and there's a perfect example of the boy you were just telling me about. Just a little bit, he's got a little bit different around his head there. Nice job. All right, all other fawn-based old females. Ooh, I like that one's pretty. I like that one a lot too. Okay. We are going to do I think I'm going to do Bambino in first. Nope. I'm going to do this one first. I like that how light it is, and I like how the patterning flows really well. I think she probably would breed some gorgeous chicks. Oh, wait. Where is it, boys? Let me see. Sorry about that. Yeah, she would. And then I like this coloring. I also really like the how the beak and the eye pop really well. It's good proportions to me. And the patterning is equal on both sides. I don't know as much about sparkly. I love sparkly. So we're going to give one of these ones. They look pretty similar or the same. So when I think of fawn, I always think lighter colors. So we'll definitely give this one first, second, third, fourth. And pearl light. She's got pretty good patterning. Her wings still look to be in pretty good shape. Same with her proportions, looks still pretty good proportion, especially if she's a little bit older hen. Looks good. All of those are good looking hens. So this is going to be best variety of the fawn based. And were you talking to me just now?
Nope, that was Grace in the background on waterfowl.
Okay, I thought so, but I was like, shoot, hopefully I'm not losing her again.
Nope, you are doing all good.
Okay, and then I'm at best in show, I think.
I don't think so because we still have a whole bunch of EB birds.
Best of variety. Sorry. Best of variety of the fawn based.
Sounds good.
And then I think I like this one a lot. Best variety is just top 2, right? I think so. Young calico male. I think that Mutt is a good name for him. You can see a little bit of the calico patterning, but I think it may need a little bit of work. And as he grows, you'll probably be able to see a little bit better. One calico hen, which she's beautiful. I think. Let's see. Yep, female. I love her coloring. She looks like she's going to be a good sized bird, and her proportions are also really great. So nice beak size to eye size, and it's where her eyes set right on her in proportion to her beak and the way that her neck is too. I look a lot for proportion because you look with your eyes first, so you want it to look good. There's our calico winners. Do you need? Okay. We're doing Manchurian, young Manchurian males, which means they just have to have one copy, I'm guessing, because these would be more of a pearl female, but they have to have one of the. Okay, so.
Same with him, he's lighter.
Well, because they just have one copy. So it's on the Y locus, which is the lighter colors, right? So I lean towards him because this just looks more like a Manchurian.
He has decent proportions and a good wingspan, too.
Oh, crap. Oh. Well, and he's got nice markings.
I was going to say he has a
nice markings there.
Face framing mark.
And then for the boys, I mean, they're cool colors. But
Manchurian will have 2 copies and Italian will have 1. And for the person that asked, we did not get to Italian old females yet, I think is what they asked. We didn't do any Italian yet. So
no, yeah, we're not Italians yet.
So Manchurian, typically you want like very little markings, and Italian you kind of want more.
A lot more, yeah. So the pearl fee can have either Italian or Manchurian in them?
Correct.
Okay, I want to give them a second. I'll give them a second. I know, but I don't love it. The wings are a little chunky compared to the rest of the patterning. It also makes them stand out a little bit, though. Part of the way I judge, honestly, too, is a little bit different, just because I'm used to a little bit other standards. So, like this bad boy right here looks straight up like a Manchurian. These ones have a copy of it.
I'm gonna pull the towel.
You can go feed.
And there isn't.
Oh, you need them. I can do them.
I think we did it, but there is a spot for like fouled feet or for pearl fees.
Separately too. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the Manchurian only has 3 anyways entered. So that's why I'm like, well, to me, the Q2 definitely, when I think of a Manchurian male, that's what I would see. Yeah.
I know originally they were called like Goldens and Jumbo Goldens.
Yep.
So it's a lot of different names for the same.
Well, and then Manchurian and Italian were the same for so long. Like it wasn't necessarily understood that they were a different gene for quite a while either. So,
well, they're the same gene. They're just different copies of. Like one has 1 copy and one has 2.
One has 2. Yeah.
Yeah, for the longest time, people just bred them
Thought they
all
were
of
the
the
same one. Yes.
yeah. Just thought, well, one's lighter and one's darker, and that's the end of it. So it's kind of neat to see it kind of grow.
It's grown a lot. Well, the understanding has grown a lot because whenever I was looking through, because I was telling my husband and my daughter, I was like, man, I was like, I don't want to do this just because I'm like, I don't want to look stupid. I've been doing it a long time, but I just don't sit down and do a lot of studies or
Yeah,
I was afraid so much had changed that I wouldn't understand. Well, then when I started looking, I was like, oh, well, we did know about this. We just didn't understand it. Because like Michael Rose is like, well, yeah, well, you know that they look the same, but there's got to be something genetically that makes them a little bit different. And sure enough, like a lot of them, but it took a lot of cleaning up to realize that too. It took people
right.
taking those lines and cleaning them up and being like, oh, wait, we have a whole Italian. It's its own DNA strain or it's got its own genetic markers. Am I saying any of those right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So
it's so neat. Like, even I've not been doing it nearly as long as you have, but the past like 2 years and 3 years, just to see how how many more people have grown, have learned genetics, have like started working on stuff.
well,
It's
and
been
that they
really cool.
understand it. Once you understand it too, then like once you, I don't know, I didn't pay as much attention in school. So a lot of the stuff I say, I learned it's farm science. But when you break it down, it's like, well, yeah, it's farm science, but like it has been cool to watch. I already knew all of this stuff, but then to watch people take it and make it into individual or like so when we had the Schofield collection or the German pastel, it was a collection because that's what we got. Well, then when we started pulling stuff, then it's like, oh, here's a Falfy. It's its whole line. Oh, and it makes all these other colors and which it's crazy because I don't know chickens. And so when people are trying to like chickens are like, oh, here's an Americana. Well, these are Coturnix, but there's like thousands and thousands of different colors, just however they're bred. So it's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. And the fact that people want to know. If you want to know about it, then there's the information to learn and you can grow. And once you understand this, then I feel like it transfers over to a lot of things, not just birds, but like plants. And like once you understand how one thing works, then I don't know, it shifts over. At least my brain, it's able to shift over a little bit better.
It is very neat to see too. Within the past, I don't know, year to 2 years, I've been doing a lot of more work in large livestock. And in large livestock, color genetics is not a thing. They don't really care about like in all of large livestock, it's just pedigrees for the purebreds, but there's such a big push on market because market is where you all make money. So most of the shows are all market. And they could care less what color it is or if it's they care about like the body type and the conformation and seeing some of the similarities between like the chicken world, the quail world, and like there's a lot of differences, but there's a lot of similarities too, and the same kind of things that you look for from the ground up, just applied to different animals.
Just different animals,
yeah.
Well, and what's funny too is like because you're like, oh, I am so worried about this, and then you shift over to that, and you're like, yeah, but this one's brown, and like, what? We didn't even know it was brown. How much does it weigh? Or how much? Yeah.
I had a whole conversation with like the chief genetics officer for this huge national pig company, right? Or like the Pig Breeders Association. And I do a lot with color genetics, and he had no clue what most of the genes were because in the swine industry, genetics is all about maintaining the lineage and the heritage and the pedigrees, not really the genes themselves. Yeah. So it was just really, really interesting to hear like how they do it, how some of his like setup, how they set it up, how they work shows, and it was very neat.
Well, and how it continue, like which practices should continue and which practices shouldn't too, because some of them make sense, like to continue to have healthy livestock, whether it's Coturnix or chickens and then some of them you're like, that doesn't even make any sense. Like, how would that even work? And it's worked for generations, or it's just crazy. All right. So I'm at best variety for the Manchurian.
So this one will just need a best and a reserve.
Okay. And I think I'm going to do... I like her a lot. And then we'll do one of the boys too. I think I like him too. What year is this for you doing this show? Is this your second or third year?
This is, oh gosh, third or fourth.
Okay. I was thinking it was third or fourth.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's definitely gotten a lot smoother. I know there's still some things that need ironing out, and we're still learning a whole bunch as we go, but it has gotten on like the back end part, just how things are running. The new platform really, really, really helps. And the videos, I love hearing the videos live, even to just sit in and listen to the judges. And then I think it helps, like our first year we had just comments. And so no one really knew a lot of the judges, especially like the youth ones. And they just heard like feedback on their birds. And so we had a lot of people like upset about it or not happy how the judges were judging it. And just being able to hear it live, ask the questions a little bit more, dig into it a little bit deeper. It's been so much fun.
Well, it's come a lot. I mean, I'm glad that you went ahead and did it though, because it's a big undertaking to do. And then, because it's all over the country too. So it's a nice way to be able to bring everybody together and be able to talk about something. But I mean, good for you starting it up, because starting it up is usually the hardest.
And I can't even take credit.
Well, still, like whatever group of you guys finally, rallied together and started setting it up, because I've only seen it grow over the last few years. And then the youth that are getting involved, I think that is just huge, because that's who's going to be taking care of all of us. So
yeah, it has been, and that is also one of my favorite parts. Usually the past few years we found showmanship that has like the kids that really excel in our showmanship go on to judge, or they're coming in and they're helping with different clerking or things on the back end.
Oh, that's so cool.
Them grow. Like we've got one of them that's now on the judging committee and helping a lot out with that. Some of them are interested in looking to go get their APA license. So it's so cool to see them grow. And like now we're starting to see like the same kids enter birds year after year. And like you can tell their birds continuously improve every year. And it's just so cool to see.
That is cool. My daughter was coming in here to talk, because she's like, I just want to see a little bit. And I was like, well, why didn't you enter any this year? She was like, well, I thought about it. But it's like one of those things, she's like, she does it all the time. So it's not as special to her. But then she came in here and she had to, she's like, well, I like those colors. Well, so I'm like, even though you pretend like you don't, you know more than you
right. And I am super excited for the youth quail. And we're still figuring out a time for that. But the guy that is going to be judging, he's younger, but he is from Wisconsin. He goes to a whole bunch of different shows in the area, does fantastic at chicken showmanship. He came up to me one time and just started talking. And this kid, I think at the time he was maybe 10, and started talking quail genetics. And I'm like, oh my gosh, buddy. Like he almost knew more than I did.
Crazy. Well, if you teach them, if they start absorbing it younger, though, that makes sense, like I said, like once I understood a little bit about plant genetics, then all other genetics, I mean, it's still tricky. They all have their unique, obviously, but it's just my brain opens your brain up. So if he understands a little bit about genetics at 10, like
exactly.
that's crazy. That's really exciting too. And I think that's cool that you have a younger one that is able to judge the younger kids too.
Yeah. Someone asked, there's a standard of perfection being developed for body conformation. Yes, the ACBA has a draft standard out on body conformation, and we don't have anything for color, because I know that was going to be a whole like hot contention kind of thing. We were trying to figure out what color, write a standard for it, and then right now I believe Michael Rose is in charge of that, and I haven't done really anything with the standard of perfection since then. So I don't know where it's at. I don't know where they're going with that, if they're still talking with the APA about getting it approved. I hope so. That was kind of why I developed the ACBA, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So is that information being used? The person asked if that information is being used for judging, or is it color only?
So it isn't color only to me, because whenever I have, like the way I was trained to raise birds, it went some off of color, but you really are looking for correct proportion. You want good stance. So I'm not for sure what all of the guidelines are that they're talking about. But I think that from like what I'm judging the quail off of is overall. So yes, it is off of color, but it is also over their stance. Like if their legs look tiny, like really tiny compared to the rest of their body, or if their wingspan, when they do the wingspan, one wing, you can clearly tell that it just has a choppier, it's not a smooth line. Am I making sense? Or
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So I am looking at the colors too, but like, for example, I'm looking at Italian right now. So my immediately what I would do is I would only pick the ones that look like true Italians, because that's what my brain would do. But because I know that they can have a copy of Italian, then that's why when I look over here and I see, oh, well, this looks like a pearl fee, I'm not going to exclude it as an Italian now, because it doesn't meet my picture of an Italian colored bird, because I know it has one, like it can have one copy of Italian. Right. Does that sound correct?
Yeah.
I mean, does that sound about right? So it is over color, but it is also over all the list, probably similar to what you talked about, or what they're trying to get. That's something that's been trying to get together for, I don't know. Robbie from James Murray Farm tried to do it 50 years ago to try and get some kind of a standard. But I'll tell you, there's also always a downside. So as soon as we make a standard and we have something that is, because it would be nice to have something a little bit consistent, but as soon as we do that, then we also always have to be held to that. So that's why at the grocery store you have, the small, medium, large eggs. So as soon as you set that standard, then we always have to be accountable to that standard. So it's almost a double-edged sword to me, because right now Coturnix kind of squeak by in a lot of areas. And as soon as we start setting up those standards, I'm afraid some states you're not going to be able to squeak by. You're going to have to start getting permits for them, and I may be totally wrong. I think that we should have some kind of a regulation or standard, especially for people coming in and they're like, I don't even know what to look for. But there's still going to be all kinds of people out there that are not breeding to that standard, or don't even know what that standard is, or don't care. But a baseline would be good, and I think we're closer to having some kind of a baseline than we've ever been. So,
and the other hard part is trying to get people that agree.
That's very true.
There are so many, cause it's very easy to agree on like conformation, on what, like, obviously, like, you don't want the feet to be too close together. You don't want a bird with a super, super long beak that just looks weird. Like,
Right.
People kind of can tell, but then when it comes to color, because color is not really a purpose for the bird, it's
Right.
not the color isn't going to change how well they lay an egg or how much meat you're going to get off of it. That's when it becomes a lot of opinion, and you get people with so many different opinions.
Yes.
Yeah. And when you get in, so at least when we made the first draft standard, I know I personally talked to quite a few breeders from across the world, like the Fujikaras, who do 250,000 quail a year. But they don't do any color. Like all they're raising is jumbos.
Yeah.
And so they can talk for days and days on everything that you want to know on, the pH of the water, the cage systems, the growth
the protein of their
cycle,
feed. Yeah.
right? And everything. But they, like, when it comes to color, they were like that. We don't like all of the big industrial breeders could kind of care less about color. So it's just interesting. We have it sorted by color because there's really not a better way right now to sort.
No, I'm glad there were, because when I first opened it, I'm like, I don't even know how am I going to do this, because it was just all of them. So this is at least we have some kind of, we already are gearing towards having some kind of a base though, because before, and then that way you can tell people, okay, well, you can take an Italian to breed it with it. Whereas before, if you don't even know, well, you take this whitish with black color. I mean, you didn't have any ideas. So are you looking at the same page that I am right now?
I am working on it, but I think I've got to go through dark in the middle.
Well, I've got them all marked. I just was going to ask, because I think this one down in the corner was in like a sparkly, but I just wanted to ask for my own.
Keep going down for a second, and I can take a look. I can see from your screen. It looks like a sparkly. It's kind of hard because their hand is in the way, but it would be a really, really like heavy marked Italian if it was just Italian. So I would say it's sparkly.
Italian sparkly.
Oh, that one's Italian Merle, apparently.
Oh, I don't even really know much about Merle at all.
Merle is the gene from that makes the black quail so dark.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So that would make sense why it would have more. I have never worked with it. I have never I've seen some of Rebecca's pictures on it, but I've never really
done much with it.
A whole lot. Yeah. So I've never actually, I don't think I've seen it on an Italian before. So.
Well, I think it's a cool looking bird, but these are supposed to be, let's see, Italian. Okay. I think I picked my 5 on this one. 1, 2. Let's go back up. Oopsie. Oh my gosh. Let's see, what did I do? Did I mark all of the last one? Why Italian? I think I was in young female. Okay. One, two, 4. 3, 1, 5, and 4. I think I'm going to make that. I like this one better. I like her coloring a little bit better. And her size seems a little bit more even. Okay. I think I've finished those ones. Italian boys. These are some pretty good looking boys. So I think who's ever breeding these is doing a really good job of trying to bring this. So 7-1 through 7-9. They have a lot of really good, there are a lot of really good examples of good Italian boys. So since they're all so similar, what I'm going to look for the most is just going to be overall size, decent patterning, kind of like that a few of them are a little more unique than your standard Italian look. So I like the face a lot on this one, but I don't like his body as much. I mean, I don't like this part of him as much. Let's see. Oh, I like that one a lot. Let's do first that one. Let's do. I like the color on him too. His size seems a little bit bigger. He's got decent patterning on the back. They all look like they could be brothers. They look good. Oh, I like this one a lot. Probably doesn't have as much speckling on the back, but I like the front of him a lot more. Oh, look at that. I already gave him first. That's funny. All right, so first there, and then I like this one up here. This is a cool patterning. And if you're trying to decide which of these to keep, I would say one. 1, 5, and I kind of like this one. His colors are a little bit different. His patterns are a little bit different. And then I think some of these birds look so much alike. It's hard to tell. I'm going to do 4th here. And I think that's it. Two, 3, 4, and that one is 5. A little light in the back for my preference, but not too bad. All right, these are the older females. Oh, that's a good Italian. I like that one. That looks like it's got something underneath it too. Somebody's doing some pretty cool work with these Italians. Let's see. So I think, oh, I love that color. That is cool looking. So cool. Okay. So Italian, it's hard for me because my go-to would be to pick this one because that looks like what I would think of it as an Italian, or even this one. She looks more like maybe golden because she's a little bit lighter. But these ones up here have some really cool colors in them too. So I think we're going to give Miss Phoebe first because it's such a cool color of patterning. And then we're going to go down to, yep, down to 10-3. That's a pretty good looking Italian hen. And the pearl fee have at least one copy. This one looks again like it might be a sparkly, or it may have one of that other gene. It's cool colors. So I got 1 and 2. We'll do I'm really drawn to this one. She's really pretty. She's got a little bit of splotches though. She's got a nice sized body. These younger, older females. Okay. So I think we're going to go ahead and do that one 3rd. Yep. So it's going to get 3rd. Love that color with those speckles. It's not really Italian. That one looks pretty good. And we'll give golden a shout out. Okay. Young boys. Oh, so we do have Manchurian. Well, shoot. Let's see. Sorry, baby. No more Manchurian to me. Let's see. I just like the color in this. Be exciting to see how it grows out. Oh, she's an older female. It'd be exciting to see what she produces then. Best variety, let's see, of Italians. Oh, I think I'm going to try and do a girl and a boy. And Big Papa's pretty good looking. Ooh, I like that one a lot. All right. So I think we'll do... This boy is going to get first. Let me see the back of this one first. Yeah, but he's going to get first. It's probably just a matter of opinion, but I think that I like his colors a little bit better. It's a little darker on the back too. I believe he's probably a little bit older, whereas this one's a little bit younger. So I'm going to give him first. But we're going to go ahead and give him second. Let's see. These are going to be our young Manchurian boys. Oh wait, I already did these. Oopsie. Group. Best of breed. Okay, best of breed. That's going to be tricky. There are some pretty birds you guys got. Let's see. All right. You got first in class, but I think I like her a lot. So I think we're going to give her first place. And I like I really like this one for second. Right. Best of class. I really like her. Because you're doing some beautiful jobs breeding some gorgeous colored birds, that's for sure. All right.
For anyone jumping back and forth right now, they are in their heavyweight between the open waterfowl. They are on heavyweight waterfowl going through Muscovy. So they got a lot of really good Muscovies over there. So if you're jumping around from back and forth, go ahead and jump on over there, see what they're up to. So we'll take a short break, let Naomi go, and we'll be back soon. And this is a little bit more fun for the waterfowl version, but there's a preset thing of background music we can put on there. And one of the background songs is Feeding the Ducks. So
is it cool if I run to the bathroom real fast?
yeah, go ahead. We can take a 15-minute break if you want. Grab some food, take some time, take a break. Been going for a while, so. Woo.
I tried to sneak away, and then you started talking. I was like, "Oh crap! I'll tell her real fast." So.
Nope, you are all good. I figured
Okay.
I'd put on some background music. We'll take a short. We'll plan on coming back at 12:45 or so. 12:45, 12:50.
Okay, cool. I'll
Sounds
see you in
good?
a little bit then. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Are you ready to go? Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, I was yelling at my husband, so I thought I muted because he was telling me how to like cover the camera and stuff. I was like, oh, I muted myself though, at least. So, okay.
You were all good. I had you out so no one could see the your video
Me in the
anyway.
background. Okay, perfect. All right. So, I'm at the E locus, and
Okay.
I did the males already. There was only 2 males in that category, so.
Sounds good. Someone asked on Facebook, where's the waterfowl? So Facebook got really screwy and decided it wasn't going to let me live stream more than one thing at once. So you can go to YouTube, where they don't care how many live streams I have. And it's on our YouTube. I'm guessing if one of them finishes, the other one will be able to go. See, I don't know how multiple live streams work on Facebook yet, but
So for the E locus, I want to have the least amount of white on them. No, I'm talking to Bree.
usually, I think there is. I know there was a big thing on banded black, but you can also do it on any E, where they'd have like a band across the chest. But I don't think there's a lot of those.
Well, and that seems like it's more, I don't know, it would stand out on its own versus just being like a messy bird or something. So, okay.
Yeah.
So on the cinnamon sparkly ones, can you see those ones? Or are you looking at the waterfowl right now?
I am looking. My first one I had was all other E locus. I can pull up cinnamon. I can pull up the sparkly.
Okay. Because it's on all other E locus, and they're at the bottom. I was just curious.
Okay.
Sorry.
Nope, you're all good. You already did. I was looking at the first one. The cinnamon het sparkly looks like it's on a wild type base. So that one should have been in wild type.
That's what I was curious, because I'll be the first to tell you I'm not super great with genetics, but I have at least a base understanding. And so I wasn't sure if there was somewhere, like the one on the right, maybe.
Yeah, the other one looks like it is on maybe a sparkly. It looks like it's on some sort of E base, but the first one is definitely on wild type.
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty bird.
Yes, very pretty bird.
Nice patterning. Unless that one's sparkly. Oh, yeah, het sparkly. That would be in the right spot then. Okay. I missed the het sparkly on there. And I was like, that looks like a cinnamon with a lot of
I know, and that throws me off so much, because when you look at all the other ones that are on that E locus, and then you see these, they don't look like they should be in the same category. That's why I asked, though, because I'm like, I don't understand sparkly as much. I haven't worked with the sparkly genetics a lot.
Yeah, from what I understand, and I didn't do a whole lot with sparkly. I did have like a breeding pen up and going for probably a year. And I never like sold any or anything. But the sparkly has like, it'll take the pattern and it'll make more of it. So the cinnamon here makes the bird a lot lighter, and then the sparkly extends like that speckling all the way down through the breast.
And so is cinnamon on the E-locust?
Cinnamon is not, but sparkly is.
Oh, sparkly is. Duh. I
Yeah.
should have known that. Sparkly always just reminds me of glitter. That's how I think of it. Like it gets everywhere. So whatever that pattern is, it just gets everywhere. That's what I always thought of sparkly. So
Pretty much. And if you have 2 copies, it looks so different. Like, I don't like the look. That's just a me personal thing.
yeah.
It's so dark
So
that
too
it,
much.
like, yeah. But it looks like the rest of the EB in 2, or E locus in 2 copies.
Well, I kind of want to do one of those just because it's such a unique pattern on the E.
Yeah, for me, it was like a very pretty pattern. I had it on Italians, and then I also put some on Faro and got a couple crosses out of it. But they were, my line was so frail. It's not everyone's, but like I just found them.
You
I
had trouble
didn't
with
go
it.
and like actually find a breeder that had them. They were at a swap, and I was like, oh, I've got some extra pens. I can quarantine for a bit. They look pretty, but they didn't like.
The lines
Yeah.
didn't hold up as well.
No,
Or
and that was just, yeah.
yeah, your specific lines to verify.
Yup. Not sparkly as a whole, but
Yes, not everybody's sparkly, just that one single cage. Well,
Yup.
and I know that I've gotten them because my celadons are just like they do all kinds of colors, and so I know that I've had them here and there. But I don't know, another project. It's hard
Yup.
to do another project. So
And I got mine to get pictures to put on like the genetics page. And
Oh,
I got
yeah.
my pictures and I was like, keep going for a little bit. And I tried it and I was like, yeah, they're not going as well as the rest of them. So
it's just
I
not
didn't grow
worth
as
it.
fast. Yeah. Their feed like efficiency was awful. I'd feed them like 2 or 3 times more to get the same amount of eggs out. So I was like, yeah.
That is crazy. How I mean, but it also just shows how much genetics plays into it.
Absolutely. The more you select for it, the better.
Mhm.
The better your line. And it depends on what you're selecting for too. If you were selecting for sparkly, you'd want to keep those all day long. But
Yeah. But still, I don't know, man. Like if you still want to have a good line. So even if you've
Yeah.
got sparkly, like you're still gonna have to mix something else, a hardy line to get that long or get that line to be have any
Right.
strength. Man, I'm having a lot of trouble with
or
this.
cull so many that it's hardly even like you'd
Yeah,
have to be pretty dedicated to keep going with those.
which is
But
great. Well, that's why we went when we had all the collection. We had so many collections, and then it's like, oh, now that it's cool that we know all these different genetics, but at the same time, it's like, okay, so the German pastel collection had like half of these colors in it, and so I'm like,
Right.
there's no way. I mean, you can either have the whole collection, or I couldn't. Not enough cages, not enough space, not enough
Right.
time.
And it's pretty and like as fun as some of the color stuff can be, if you're not like specifically selling it for that really niche market, then
Yeah.
like if you're breeding for just eggs or meat, color doesn't matter. It just is a fun add-on thing on top of it. So it's useful to know, fun to play around with, but doesn't always make or break the breeding program either.
Yeah. Jumbo Browns will be around forever, so it's fun to play with all the others. Well, it's true. The same with the Celadon though, because I watched that same thing happen with Celadons. Not all Celadons, obviously, but when we started raising them, I mean, they were just like out of Mod Podge. It's like, oh, cool, and then we started a line. Well, then when
Yep.
people started to try to do True Blue, there are some farms that have had success, but I just watched so many of them, they just fell apart. The birds got crappier, weaker, or you'd get all Tibetan tuxedo, or, they reverted back to not laying blue at all. And so I'm like, this is what's working for me is working. And so, and what's nice is I still get all those same colors in my Celadon pin, but I'm not having to keep them separate. And it's also like you get what you get.
Right.
My Celadon line has still continued to do well, knock on wood, but I think it's just because I didn't try to force that recessive trait into being a more dominant one than it could be. So I think on this one, I'm afraid that this is maybe a double entry. It says 2 different names.
They
I
look
think it's double
exactly the
entry.
same. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. I think if I remember right, we had someone that asked like where they would put their birds, and I believe that this person, like this exhibitor, reached out and asked me. So one of them just disqualify and then place the other one like you would normal. You just don't need both of them on there.
That's what I thought. Or I thought you also said where like you had some that had to double enter or whatever because it didn't load. So
some of those. Ooh. Did I do something weird?
all right. Best variety for E-locust.
Hopefully it didn't place those. I don't think I should have. Okay. On my side, I think I clicked and dragged them and it did something funky.
Okay.
We're good though. Yeah, they said they were the same bird. I was pretty sure they were yours because I remember talking about that and then you said you're going to re-enter and I think I said I was going to delete them. So it probably is my fault that they're both in there.
Well, it's no big deal, but because I wanted, if they are 2 different, I wanted to be able to just place them both because there's only 3 in that category anyways. And so I'm like, well, if it's because it could be mom and son or whatever. So. So these top 2 I like a lot, but I think I'm going to go ahead and give this one first just because it is darker. I like his body a little bit better and his coloring just a little bit better. And we're going to do this one's reserved. Oh, shoot. You're supposed to pick 2 for the best in show, right? Or the best, I'm sorry, I keep saying best in show.
You're all good. Yeah.
Best variety. Okay.
Yep.
I picked 2, but
this might have been the one where I accidentally clicked something. And if there's 2 on there, just leave it and then just pick.
Just leave it. Yeah. And I mean, they're both the pied one.
Yeah.
So, all right, cool.
And for anyone watching and curious, you can go and see like the exhibitor names, all the exhibitor names, and their placings will update live, so you can see how many firsts and seconds they've gotten. And if you sign in and go to the entries tab, you can go and see. You should be able to see the exhibitor on the bird after it's been judged, as well as the placing that it got.
This looks really good. That's a nice representation of a Rosetta. Good size, good color. Okay, so the tuxedo is a little bit hard to tell. This one looks really good too. And we're gonna do this one for third. Those are good looking rosettas. First place is definitely the cleanest and I think the best body overall. But I really do like third place. I do like how the white is on the wing tips. And then the Celadon tuxedo. It looks like it's Rosetta tuxedo, but it's kind of hard to tell. I'm afraid that looks more red rain. Can you see Tink right now? Are you looking at her?
Pulling it up now. I can see it on your screen, so I can.
Does she look Rosetta to you, or does she look more like Red Range or Ginger?
That one is always hard for me, but my guess is like she does look like she's got rue on her.
A little bit in her.
Um,
She's the only one. So
she
I
definitely looks like she is Rosetta based. Whether
Okay.
it should be
what else she has
Range.
with her?
Yeah. She's
Okay.
not, and it could just be like it's at sunset too, that the lighting makes her look more reddish than she
That's
is.
fair, because in the light she does look a lot darker over here on the left side.
It's
versus
always
the-
very hard with
Yeah.
the brown birds to get.
I just don't want to play somebody and then it be like, oh my gosh, that's totally
Right.
that's I can't even think of one. But like that's everybody can tell that's a recessive white bird, but you gave it a first place for Rosetta. So I didn't want to do something like that. So she looked pretty close, but I couldn't tell for sure.
Yeah, and she does look a lot lighter than all of the other birds, so she may have rue in it. I've
Yeah.
got it up, it's just loading the picture.
Well,
So-
her patterning is a little lighter too, so it's just a little harder to tell, I think.
Yeah. If you compare her to the others, and she looks more reddish, but
But in the sunlight, it is like her head still looks a little bit darker. I don't know.
yeah. And
Mostly
for
I just
anyone
don't
that,
wanna mix anything up. I don't want to confuse people more if by saying something is one thing if it's not is the main thing. So
and for anyone that watched, it wouldn't have been this last year, but the year before that, we had a colors clinic or a photos on how to take good pictures. And Rebecca Lynch ran it. She had pictures and she gave examples of this is what the bird looks like in the sun versus in the shade. And there is a night and day difference from pictures taken in the sun and in the shade. It can really make that much of a difference. So
it's crazy. Or the lighting, even just a different light bulb. You change
right.
the light bulb out and you're like, oh my gosh, it's a totally different bird. But yeah. Well, that's what's nice about, I think, this show too, though. I mean, you do have to take the time to, if you want to, take the time to get better and get good shots. So it's not just about raising the birds. It's about getting to know your birds and stuff too. So
exactly. And that's the hard part. Breeding isn't everything. In a show, your breedingship is just as much as how much you can take care of, present the bird well, raise the bird upright. And pictures in the virtual show are just kind of an extension of that. But
yep.
It is hard, especially if you're not good at taking pictures.
Yep.
Or that's not what you're used to. So.
Or you don't even realize sometimes that you think you are taking a good picture. And then you're like, oh my gosh. You can't even tell anything. Like, what? Let me show you this picture. What? Oh, never mind. See anything.
Or you take the 100 pictures and you keep one of them.
Yes, yeah. That's more like what it is.
So originally I had I believe it was either American Pansy or Cardoon and all other, and then I changed it, but we already had entries. So if you're seeing some
yeah.
repeats in there, that's probably like that. I was okay with that because when I created it, I ended up putting them in different categories. So
Okay, cool.
next year it will be hopefully a little bit more consistent.
Well, I think it's the fact that you have it set up at all is every year you should every year get a little bit better, and it'll get a little easier and
For sure.
theory. Yeah.
This year, just even getting this platform up and working was a lot of work, but it has been so well worth it from the back end and how the entries are managed, how things are run. So
A little bit easier on your hopefully it'll get easier on your side.
Oh, I know much easier.
I mean, I don't know exactly, but it's a lot of work to do any of these kind of events. So a lot of moving parts.
There's a lot of work, but before, like, we would have to take every time you'd submit a picture, we'd have to put it in the right folder manually. I'd put your name on a spreadsheet. I'd go and I'd rename the title of the picture. And there was just like, it sounds like it's okay, but then you do that for 2,000 birds.
I was going to say that's so much work. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then it was a lot. I was grateful last year to have like Ryan helping me, because then we'd have to go and copy and paste them, and in the middle of the show we'd be moving pictures around. We'd have to manually resize them. It was we'd like lose pictures in the middle of it, or some of them wouldn't upload properly. It was a mess, but this is much smoother.
Well, unfortunately, too, you wouldn't even appreciate some of this stuff as much as like going through the steps. I think helped you grow too, because you're like, all that sucked, but then you have people that have come through to help you work on it. You have new people that are like, oh, this is so cool. Let me help with this, or so.
Yeah,
hopefully.
And it has been this year more than ever. We've had more help. We've had a whole judging committee that has gone through and helped us pick out a lot of our judges, manage like our dates, make things work. And we're already talking about next year what we're gonna do to make it even better. Hopefully get the judges all together on a tighter date so that we don't have to jump around as much.
Or something.
Right. Yeah.
So. Well, and that's hard too, because that's when you're like, well, what's Sunday? And I'm like, well, luckily, like my schedule is pretty free in general, and so I just will move other things around. And so I'm kind of one of those people that's like, well, what do you need me to do? Because luckily I can do that. But I know, like, there's been years that I might have to get a job to keep the farm. So then there's a lot of people that are running a farm and they're having to do a full-time job too. So if you're also judging, then you're trying to balance all of that. So.
Okay, I gotta jump to waterfowl. I'll let you keep judging though.
Sounds good.
Okay, I am back on. Looks like duck.
I love this dark color.
Yeah, I agree. Roll.
Cardoon.
I am back.
All right.
So Cardoon is the official name of that gene that can cause American pansy. I know they played around with different names for a while. I know at one point, I believe it was like chocolate Manchurian or chocolate, like chocolate pansy. There's a whole bunch of different names. When they first found it, they called it American pansy. If I remember right, American pansy spawned with Cardoon now. But that would be...
So the top two here look like a pretty good example, right? Would you say yeah?
Yep. There we go.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot you were on waterfall.
You're good.
So the top two, but then three, maybe it still does. But then the other ones, those all look like Pharaoh or Jumbo Brown to me.
They are likely het. Like they have one copy of it.
One copy, okay.
I could be wrong, but that would be my guess. I know you can see it just really, really faintly, and it doesn't change a whole lot of the bird, but it does change. Like, if you know what you look for and you've worked with it before, you could see it.
You know it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was afraid. Because on one of them, like it looks like maybe on the edging of the of one of the feathers, it might have a little bit of the patterning.
That would be my guess. I have a feeling I know who entered them all, and if I'm correct on that, they definitely know their colors. Yes, they are all heterozygous, so they've got one copy of it.
Because a couple of them, I see them. Dang. You do really have to kind of know what you're looking for, because I kind of can see it in a couple of spots that it looks like it. Okay. Oh, how far we've come. Or how far it's come. It's nice though. But there's still a lot of people that are just like, well, like you said, we're raising birds to have birds for meat and eggs and whatever. You know, they don't really care. You just want to get cool birds. But it's nice to actually be able to tell people if they ask. Because everything used to be like, oh, well, that's red range. That covered a whole lot of birds because nothing really had, a specific name. So,
and a lot of the collections were that way. It's a collection. Yeah. It's got everything under the sun under it.
Yeah.
In it.
Well, because we just didn't have the information either, like access to as much, or maybe not the right people had as much access because we were just slowly learning.
Well, and the other thing that's interesting is chickens are kind of like the exact opposite. Almost all of their genes have, I wouldn't say all of them, but there's like all of the genes for the most part for the like that you're going to see in the different shows and the birds are all mapped. They have a really, like, scientists know most of all of the chicken genes and they just don't care.
Like, well, because they have it. They have it, though. It's different before they even had that, but it's always been there. This has always been. Yeah.
It's very different. In the chicken world, it's all about how it looks. It's not necessarily the genes that they use to get it. So you can have two show quality birds, like white birds, that you got that white completely different, but they compete against each other just the same, and the judge doesn't care what genes you use to get it. Like,
they just care about what the end result is.
Yeah. So it's neat, and like some of the breeders in the chicken world really know their genetics well. A lot of them don't really care, because they breed towards the bird that matches the color the best, regardless of what genes it has. So it's just different and interesting.
Well, the crazy thing about with Coturnix, and I think Bob White's might be the same, but with Coturnix, they're like, well, how many colors are there? There's literally like endless colors, because as soon as you mix one other color, it's like, I don't even know if there's that color yet, or it doesn't necessarily have a name, or nobody's really had it yet.
And there's so many that we don't know. Like, we know a lot of them now, and we're learning more about them, but there's still a lot of colors that they've only seen in labs. They don't really have in public hands, or they do, but we don't know, and vice versa. Like
people
that
don't
are
even
just
know what they have either, because they're just like, oh, I got this cool bird I'm raising, and then it's just crazy.
Yeah,
when we got because whenever the foul feed popped up in the German pastel line, we're like, oh, cool, we might be able to name a bird, which seems so silly and naive now, because it's like, what? Well, of course it already had a German name. So it's like, oh, well, so a lot of these colors probably do have names, but I know who like some came from Germany, but they have come from all over. And like, I know you've done some research on that too, because it's like, I mean, we could name a color, but then what if it's from Spain, or from like, what if it already has a name? So then, the amount of research you have to do to be able to figure out whether it actually has a name. Because as soon as you name it, somebody's going to be like, no, that's wrong. That's wrong right there.
It was probably 2 years ago now, when like I put the genetics things out there like on the website, and we found out that the gene that they had in Australia, the Oz gene, I think it was Oz Sandy or Oz Snowy, was different from what they were calling Oz Sandy and Oz Snowy in the UK, and somewhere in there we think they got switched, and like UK breeders were like, we're right, and the Australia breeders were like, we're right. And it was right, and it's like, so like in there
we're like, well, we just imported them, so we don't really
and so it's like for years they had gone on thinking they've got like not even a new gene, they just like thought they were different genes and they're different. It was interesting, like
they thought they had different genetics, but in the end it's probably all the same genetics. It's just...
right. So, and I think they got it figured out, and I think it was originally imported from Australia, so I went with the Australian version, but yeah.
Well, you have a lot of people that don't care that much. Like for me, I'm glad that it's there and it's interesting and it's helpful. And if I have information, like if I have a question, I can actually go and look for answers and stuff. So I like that. But then you have the other side that's very, gung ho, and more power to them. Like if they went through all that work to find out that it originated in their country, like more power to them. But I'm like, I'm just here to help everybody be successful and enjoy it. And the whole point for me is so that everybody can be somewhat sustainable and enjoy what they're doing. So colors is just a bonus. So
exactly, and at the end of the day, you can't eat color. Like
I know.
It's a tool in your breeding toolkit. Like you can sell them sometimes for more. It can be very useful if that's your niche and that's where you want to go. But not everyone does, and like at the end of the day, that's okay.
Yeah. Well, and if they know that's the difference too, because that's what people will ask. It's like, oh, should I pay more money, or should I do? Should I go with a big name breeder? And I'm like, well, I mean, it's kind of like there's all kinds of people out there breeding quail probably as well as I am, but they don't really sell it, or they think that they're not doing a good enough job, or so. I mean, it's really like, well, what do you want to do it for? If you really want that top-notch quality and you don't want to have to put in any effort, then yes, order from a big breeder, because we've done all that extra work so that hopefully, we take some of the steps out. But I mean, I'm all for you trying your next door neighbor first, and then, realizing, wait a minute, they don't know what they're doing. They said they have jumbos and these are button, and like, that's hard.
Well, and even like when I was doing work on the standard and talking to there's so many breeders out there. Like we all think of like, okay, these big names in the Facebook groups or the big names online. The really big breeders aren't on Facebook at all. Like most people, there are so many people that I met that I had never heard of before, never would have talked to, never would have known, because they're not online. No. Like,
well, and the thing is you have to decide what you want to do too, because once you usually get that big too, and you're that commercial size, then you really don't deal with the public as much, because you're mass producing, or you're, because we got to that stage where it's like, okay, either we explode, and then that means we have nothing really to do with the personable side about it, because you are just so massive. I don't know, you get a couple big customers and then that's all you deal with, or you get what works for you and that's all you deal with, and that's perfectly fine. But I was like, well, I like being able to talk to people and grow and realize there's all, because there are so many of us out there trying to make the Coturnix better, hold each other accountable too, because we don't want raising crappy genetics, because we want them to be around forever. So there is some, importance in that side of it.
Absolutely. And it is really interesting too, because at least in the chicken side, there is this huge fear of like hatchery birds. I don't want birds from a hatchery. They're worse genetics. And it's like these really big breeders, like the really, really big companies, they're not breeding for show birds. So you're not going to win a show for them. They're not bred towards the standard.
Nope.
But like they can do things on such a level because they're so commercialized. Like they've got in-house poultry geneticists with degrees in poultry science, like some of them bachelor's, masters, or PhDs that are fine-tuning every single thing in genetics so they can be as efficient as possible. So
they can pay somebody to do that job because they're
right.
big enough that they can pay somebody. Yeah,
exactly. Or like it's wild, but it's like they're just breeding for something different than what you're breeding for. Like not necessarily bad.
And they want to keep it the same too.
But
that's the thing. They're like, okay, well, they're like, well, we still need to keep this size, this color, this whatever their standard is, because once you get your standard, then I mean, that's what you got to stick with. And how to keep, I mean, that's smart though, because you got to make sure the lines don't fall apart, because they can, you know how easily they can just fall apart too. And you just are back to little peon birds with crummy genetics and hatch rates, and so it does take some finessing.
Shelly Tatum said, do we still need to break music? I'm sorry, I turned the music off.
I didn't even really notice it. I was just chugging along.
Yeah, I turned it down right away, but it's hard to do. So I'm on my phone here and on the waterfowl on my computer, and so it's harder to change all of that on my phone.
Sardines, anchovies.
Do you know much about the waterfowl side then? Because I think, like, it's crazy how all birds are birds, but definitely each thing is raised a little different and expected a little bit different. So chickens, they don't really care, except they want a good size and what they look like, right? They want a good size.
Well,
good looking.
It depends. They've all got their own. So for chickens, they're separated into breeds, and every breed has its own standard.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And its own varieties. So
what they should look like, what they should.
Yeah. Down to a T. Like this is what every single feather needs to look like. Yeah. If it doesn't have this feather, it's disqualified. If it does,
That's crazy.
So, but so Wisconsin is known for having a lot of waterfowl. We host the international show, so I've been there and I've watched them judge like the International Waterfowl Association, their big national show. Like it's an entire barn of ducks.
Oh my gosh.
I've never raised ducks, so like experience-wise, next to nothing.
Yeah.
I've clerked with some judges because eventually, like years down the road, I want to get my APA judging license, and so I want more experience with it. But I've got a long ways to go on it. So but I've never raised them.
So are they judged more off of the same thing like chickens? So like should like Americana. Every Americana should, the best one should look like this, do this, 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 this. Is it the same with ducks? Is there certain species, or is it more like Coturnix? There's all kinds of like little sub colors, and
they've got a whole bunch of little colors, especially in call ducks. They have a whole bunch of call duck colors, and I know maybe half of them.
that's cool.
But they've got, so for chickens, an event, we're hoping for quail will get there, but there's this association called the American Poultry Association.
Yep.
That releases the standard of perfection. And so every breed at a show, for it to like go so high, it needs to be accepted, have a written standard of exactly what it should look like. A lot of them have like drawings in there too, so you can kind of get a good feel for it. And it's all in this big book, like bantam, large fowl, chickens, or guineas and turkeys are in there, as well as ducks and geese. So it, like, you can use that as a really good reference, but you also need to like have the experience in breeding it for the most part.
Yeah. It will take a while for Coturnix, unless they do I don't know. It's getting closer. Like I said, at least it's getting closer, and it is great. There is just always that downside, because it's like you said, it's great for show, but then if you have people that are just wanting to raise birds, then.
Well, and the hardest part, so the APA is very, very strict about what can all, because they don't want birds that are in there that people aren't actually raising or breeding.
Right.
And they don't want just lackluster standards. So when I started the ACBA, the goal was to get into the APA and get them accepted. I think it's like, from my personal opinion, it's probably shifted a little bit, and they're really not focused on it a whole lot anymore. Maybe they are. I don't know where they're at with it. But that would have been a minimum of a 5-year process. Like, even if we had started the exact same day, and done everything we could, and we had everything ready to go, it would have been a minimum of 5 years. Like, realistically, it would have been closer to 10, like 5 to 10 years.
Like if everything went exactly right at exactly the right time. Yeah.
So.
Well, maybe one day, but at least, I mean, honestly, how far we've come in the 10 years since since we started, it's just amazing. Because, I mean, we're not even 10 years isn't really that, to me, doesn't seem like, I've been doing it 10 years. To me, I'm like, it seems like a long time, but in life, 10 years is really not that long in life.
Yeah.
And so it seems crazy to me that, in even 5 years from when we started, like how far that the whole community had come. And so, I mean, now you can actually find places to build cages, or, there are companies that build cages and ship them to you. There's just so much more stuff out there. And so even if we don't get accepted, like if it does take 10 years to get there, I mean, if there's people actively working on it, that's better than where we were 10 years ago. I mean,
exactly. And it's so interesting to see it, because I've been in it long enough now to see the changes as they're happening, not long enough to see everything that, like, I know when I jumped in, there was a lot of changes going on, but like, just to see who comes and goes, all of the names of people moving, people no longer online, or they are now, and coming in, there's a lot of new people coming into it, and there's a lot of old people that are no longer at least talking about it, even if they are still doing it. But
well, because I think what have you been around for at least 7 years?
I started in 2018 with chickens, and then I think November 2020 in quail. So that would be 5 years now. So not even that long in the grand scheme of things.
But it's but it is a long time in the quail world, though, because in the last 5 years, like, really, Coturnix Corner with Terry starting the video, that was just like a pivotal. There's some other great ones out there, don't get me wrong at all, but with him changing and starting a like kind of more of a community, that just really was like kind of the key turning point. Not necessarily him starting that group, but like at that time, that's when everything just kind of started changing. I know COVID had something to do with, people trying to be sufficient and looking into that, and quail is definitely a good thing for that. But I mean, you've gotten to watch a lot change in the last 5 years.
It has been neat, and I'm hoping to see it grow. And I know, like, I've changed a lot. I've gotten to see a lot more of like the industry side of things.
Yeah. Well, from different areas too. It sounds like chickens and quail, and so.
But I went to the International Poultry Production Exposition, and it is the biggest poultry expo in the world, and it's only production, and they're just starting to get quail. Like, there was one manufacturer there that did quail cages, one or two that did plastic egg trays for quail. And that was about
crazy? You're like, oh my gosh, tell everybody, all the businesses. Because I mean, but that just shows because I tell people all the time, I'm like, it'd be nice to make lots of money off of quail, but that's not why I do it. I really want to do well. And so even if my neighbor is raising quail, like if every neighbor was raising a few quail, it's still not going to be enough to damage all of us. We're still going to have the commercial size ones to be able to help support all the smaller ones. But
and like the scale of the commercial breed, like when I went to some of like the egg carton people, I was like, oh, can you like, what would it take to manufacture pulp egg cartons, right, for a reasonable price? Because they're selling egg cartons for pennies, right? And they were like, yeah, you need like 100,000.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. So
my like 90,000,
right?
I got $45. Can we get started? Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, my couple, Mike. And so it's interesting because they're just the scale that they deal with. And like people there were making, multi-million-dollar deals on genetic lines and equipment and processing like facilities. They make entire machines to vaccinate chicks where you don't have to like almost touch the chick at all, and you can vaccinate them safely and efficiently. It was amazing.
Well, I'm sure like eye-opening too, just to be able to see all of that, like how amazing. Well, and I think that if a couple of the smaller farms would have come together in the beginning, then we would be a little bit farther. But we were also spaced out too, and so then you only you have information, like hatching time wasn't even a thing. Now it's like, oh my gosh, you can actually buy cages. And I mean, just that, it sounds like a little thing, but that was a huge change too. Okay, I am on. It says variation, best of variation, all American Pansy best of variation, but I thought I already did all of these.
American Pansy, I'm getting there. There's regular pansy, there's American Pansy.
It's like, and it says like 78 variant.
I'm on a different thing because I've got ducks in the middle.
Oh, sorry.
I think there's only like one American Pansy young male in this part. So it may have jumped. We had that happen a couple times.
Well, it looks like I've already gone through everything though.
So yeah, if you've gone through those, go ahead and jump to the next one. Did you choose a best in class E? Okay. Oh, it looks like you gotta do. It looks like go back one more tab or two more tabs.
One more. Okay.
Maybe one or two. Yep, did that one. So should be the next one. I haven't figured out why it's doing that, but sometimes when the judges are judging, it randomly skips.
That's right.
So if you go back, did you judge? There's one. There's the American Pansy young male.
Sorry. I wonder where.
not on the wall.
Oh yeah, because I did all those ones. I think I did all the Tibetan. Yeah, it did just skip all the way. Okay, cool. I'm glad you knew that though, because I was like, I'm done, and I just keep clicking, and I'm not seeing anything different. And so I thought maybe it was just checking, like having me check my work, because that's what it kind of looked like. Are you sure you want this? Are you sure you want this?
Right? It's like making you second guess everything.
Well, I thought maybe yes, because I was like, maybe I was only supposed to mark one. I could have sworn she said two. All right. So Sparkly Young Male is what I'm on now.
Okay.
And I've only got one picture that showed up. And
Which I believe that's the only one. Oh,
Okay.
wait, nope, there's a couple others. The other two, yep, they're doing that same file thing. So if this is yours and you're watching this or you watch it later, go ahead, send me an email and I'll forward that to the judge. Because I know there was a period in there where it wasn't supposed to accept entries and it did. And then some people just submitted entries after it had closed and both of them would show up as like a missing file.
So you want me to leave them unplaced for now, and then if it
Yeah.
comes through, we can place them later? Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm going to jump onto the waterfowl quick.
Yep, go
but if
for
you
it.
want to keep talking, explaining your placings, what you're looking for.
Yep, I will. These ones are kind of easy though, guys, because there's only one or two per category. So both of these have decent patternings on the back, and they're good size. And let me make sure I did them right. The one on the left, I think, is just a little bit better uniform patterning on the front, just a little bit. And I personally like its stance a little bit better. It looks like its feet and stuff are a little bit more balanced. Not a huge difference between the two as far as the way they look, though, other than their color. Sparkly. I really like the German Sparkly. It just pops. Ginger Sparkly is pretty too. Best of breed. I like that one a lot. Let's see. Best of breed of E-Locus. I mean, for an example, I think that H and F I like that one a lot too, though. That's a cool. She's been my favorite since I saw her for this category. And I really like Penelope's. She's nice and dark. Comes through well. class. Gotta be you, baby. These are all variations, quail mutations. Okay. Well, I think I might be done. Okay, so read.
There we go. My mic was off.
All right. I think that I might be done.
Did you do a best in reserve overall quail?
No, I haven't done the best of show or I didn't see best in reserve. I just saw
Yep, that
best.
should be best in show. Yep, that one.
So I should pick 2 for that one, but does it show I'm doing all the other ones have been
It should, yes.
okay? Because I went back through and I looked through a bunch of them while you were on mute. Because I was talking to my husband, I was like, I think I'm done, but I couldn't tell for sure. So then I need to pick best in show and then a reserve, like a second runner up, basically. Is that
Okay,
right?
go ahead. I'm going to jump back to waterfowl because they're at the same point. But yeah, go ahead.
Good.
Talk a little bit about your best in show, what you're picking, and yeah.
Okay, guys. So best in show is actually really hard for me. I really like Miss Coco over here. I love her coloring. It's just a very unique, beautiful coloring. Her side profile shows me that her patterning is throughout. She looks like a good size, good weight, good proportion. Her eyes are a little bit on the small side. She's probably one of my favorite ones I saw today. She's just beautiful. That Rosetta, I mean, you can't get much better example than that. Legs and toes are a little bit longer proportion wise. That might also just be the angle of the picture. I'm really drawn to that calico. It's just a good example of what a calico should look like. His legs are a little bit on the thin side, but I can't remember if this one's a younger one or an older one. Good looking bird. I really like Pharaoh. It's really hard, guys. She's a pretty one too. Hopefully you won't be too mad, but Miss Coco's going to get my best in show. She's a very beautiful, unique color. And I like that fawn base one a lot. I'm really leaning towards the Pharaoh one, though. That is a very good example. I think I'm going to have to give you a second, Miss Coco. We're going to have to give. Miss Pharaoh. All right. I lean towards the Pharaoh. The jumbo brown birds is a pretty good example in my opinion. It's really hard for me not to go after some of the other colors. They're very beautiful. These are definitely, I think, let's see one. All right. Pharaoh is going to get first. It's a perfect representation of the Coturnix world. Jumbo brown bird. Good size. They did a good job taking pictures. Pattern's pretty uniform. Overall, just a gorgeous looking bird. And then Miss Coco is going to get my runner-up. I love her. She is probably my favorite bird that I looked at today. I just love her coloring, but her face is a little bit small. Her nose and her eyes are a little bit off. So I'm going to have to give her second. Thank you so much for everybody that participated. It's been really fun going through and looking at all your birds, and it's amazing to know that so many are out there raising and enjoying raising Coturnix.
Yeah. Thank you for judging for us. It was great to hear you go through the birds, get your opinions, your thoughts, especially being so experienced, having so much knowledge and working with so many different birds and different varieties, kind of seeing them from the beginning. So
awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you for all that you do. I really appreciate you offering, and hopefully everybody enjoys the rest of their day. And I guess we're good to go today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Good luck with your waterfowl.
Yeah, we just got through waterfowl and we're on turkeys and guineas now for anyone that wants to jump over and watch that. But
okay. Well, enjoy it. Yep. Have a good rest of your day.
You too.
All right.
Bye, everyone.